What do you think Obi Toppin's future is with the New York Knicks?
Yeah, Nikki, my read going into draft night on Obi Toppin was that the Knicks were not desperate to move him, but if over the course of this offseason, it seems like there's no further increased role for Toppin, increased minutes for him on this roster, and he's still frustrated, I would think that the Knicks and Toppin and his representatives work together to find Toppin a new home where he would have more of a role, more minutes, because he has been frustrated about his role, really, I think, over the course of most of his Knick tenure. Certainly Julius Randle, two-time All-Star, two-time All-NBA power forward in front of Toppin. So there's not much room there for him. So, yeah, I would assume the Knicks maybe don't make any big moves, and there's no way for Toppin to get more minutes. Again, he, his representatives, and the Knicks will probably work on finding a new home for Obi Toppin.
Well, yeah, and a lot of fans want the Knicks to bring a big name to the Big Apple. What do you think the chances are that the Knicks would be able to acquire Clippers star Paul George?
Right. Well, we reported that they had contact with the Clippers prior to the draft about Paul George, and I don't know where the Clippers are in terms of their willingness to trade George, but they were talking to several teams, reportedly engaging the trade market value for George ahead of the draft. So if they are indeed open to moving George, I would assume that the Knicks would try to continue those conversations with the Clippers. But if you're the Clippers, you're moving Paul George, but you still have this win now mentality. So I would think that the Clippers would want players back that could help them win immediately in any Paul George trade. Could the Knicks offer that? I think that's kind of up for debate.
And on the topic of the Nets, how realistic is it that Damian Lillard could end up in Brooklyn?
Look, Damian Lillard has to tell the Trailblazers that he wants out. I think that's step one. And then you start to think about where could he go? Well, they would have a ton of competition, the Nets would, for a player of Damian Lillard's caliber. Obviously, Miami would be in the mix there. I think depending on what happens with their lead guard situation, Philadelphia would be aggressive in going after Lillard. So Nets would have competition, and they wouldn't want to deal their best trade chip in Mikal Bridges in this trade because Lillard has said he wants to play with Bridges. So then, you're talking about other players, picks, and I would assume that other teams could offer more than Brooklyn would, but who knows? Maybe Portland decides we're going to take care of Dame. He's been such a good representative for our franchise. If he wants to go play with Mikal Bridges, we'll send him to Brooklyn. But again, step one there is Lillard telling the Blazers that he wants out. I don't believe that has taken place yet.